play of the game from way down.
True, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bomb's going.
Oh my goodness, the ring. Bob says Nico gonna find Rainer.
Good morning, everybody. Morning? Afternoon? I suppose it's probably morning for most of you, as this is a West. But anyways, good day. Hello, welcome. It's the Nexus series. Hey, do you mind? I'm trying to do my intro here. Relax. Thank you. Anyways, it's Nexus Gaming Series, Division B West. We're gonna do a replay cast, and Raven X, Boundary X, I appreciate you guys with the subs. Really appreciate it. They are. That is Alice. So they've generally been pretty good about their antics during casting. Here, why don't you come over here? Boundrix. Oh, you know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. I will do my absolute best to remember that. You could have just asked me that, but you know what? That's fine. I'm cool with that. I appreciate it. Still Alice, by the way. Boundrix. Got it. All right. All right. That makes a lot. You know, so is it Ravenx? I mean, I assumed it was Raven X. Is it Ravenx? He's here. What is it? You got to tell me. All right. Well, so we're going to see here a match. It's not Ravenx. Got it. Anyways, all right, so we're gonna see a match between Phoenix Rising Onyx and Deviled Keggs. Now this is a replay cast. It happened a few days ago, so we don't have the full details of the draft and everything to show up, but we do have map bans, so let's take a quick peek at this. Now this is the only time I'm gonna be able to show this, because as soon as we get into later games, they switch back and forth, so it erases it, and I'm not gonna do that all. So our bans here: Deviled Keggs banned out, the Braxis Holdout and Cursed Hollow. Phoenix Rising Onyx banned out the Dragonshire and Towers of Doom. And our first game of the match is going to be on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Now the good thing is that because this is a replay cast, it's all set up and ready to go. There you go. We don't even have to wait very long for the action. We just have to wait for it to load up for us. So we'll give that just a moment here, as we've got to... I don't want to show you guys the length of the game or anything like that, so I got to turn all that off. Hooray for replay magic. Rackham, welcome. So good to see you. Thanks again for the gift sub over on the Nexus Gaming Series. Alrighty, let's get the game started here. We've got Deviled Keggs on the left. Make sure those are loading good. All right, so we got Snow Glare playing the Johanna. It's going to be VZ on Malfurion, B-Train on Gul'dan, Raven X playing the Kerrigan, and Sir Watson II playing the Ragnaros. And over here for the pro team, Phoenix Rising Onyx, we've got Carino playing once again the Blaze. Does Carino play any other hero? I want to see those stats. Sailor Twift on the Stukov, Sir Noble on ETC, Goku on the Chromie, and Kurama playing the Lunara. Alrighty then. So, we've got a quick jet propulsion power slide looking for the Johanna in the silence. Is eventually able to get that Iron Skin out, but it's going to be Sir Noble then taking that meatball. Kind of poetic justice, don't you think? The beefcake getting rolled over by the meatball. I don't know. Perhaps that's just me. Let's take a look at our talents as our team's getting right into the rotations with the Ragnaros Blaze in the bot lane. We've got that block party coming out of ETC, going to help with some of that Kerrigan damage, mostly. Also, potentially some of the sulfurous hungers smashing from Ragnaros there. Chromie's going into the past and future me. Once again, the first time. Ah, gosh. I always forget that. Maybe she, I don't remember. Does she still have that talent? I think she does. Maybe that's the swap talent at 13 or 11, I guess, for her. Fetid touch for the Stukov, so he's got the eventually the free weighted pustules there. And Sentinel Wisp for Lunara, so she's going to be able to keep an eye on these control points, these turn-in points, so that they can help to interrupt those as often as possible. Kirina is going to come up here, maybe not going to turn in, as Ragnaros sniffing out the Lunara here in the bot lane on the siege camp. And it's a 4-man push in onto the ETC, the root coming out, but Sir Noble just in time getting out. And the siege camp will be able to be picked up here thanks to the help of Blaze to make sure that Ragnaros can't push in there. Technically not a one trick. 11 out of 14 games on Blaze. That's pretty impressive. Let's see, what else do we have from Ragnaros over here? We've got the Engulfing Flame, increasing the blast wave damage. I think that's the most common build at this point for Ragnaros. Shando's Clarity here for Malfurion, given that extra cooldown reduction on his Innervate, so helping to keep his team moving forward on the manas. What else do we got? The Iron Skin, hold your ground there for the Johanna, reduced cooldown and increased shield. The level 1 talents are so important, right? Like everything else comes into the game and there's, you know, there's other action going on that we'll be paying attention to, but the level 1s really set the stage. It tells you where these heroes are going to be going here. Now, the time trap is available there. They do get the stop onto Gul'dan, but not enough damage into him there. But the Kerrigan combo is going to land on ETC. He's going to power slide just a little bit too late on these roots. Just by like tenths of a second. So look for that over this game. We'll see if Malfurion can get that timing just a little bit better. And then ETC can't power slide out. And then he's got to rely on a face melt, which he did take here, loudspeakers, so getting that additional knockback range when people are hit by the face melt. And we'll come back to those talents here when we get to level 7. Jet propulsion coming into the back here. Power slide looking as well. There's that root, this time hitting the ETC and also taking the vengeful strangling roots, so the healing reduction of 40% going out there, and that's pretty helpful against like an ETC who's got his guitar solo as well as obviously the Stukov heals. Blaze also has a fair bit of self-healing, so you know these guys they want to reduce as much healing as they can. The red team, however, Phoenix Rising, gonna pick up the first web weavers of the game. I mentioned these level 7 talents. Let's take a look at them. All right, so those are up. Looks like we got Kerrigan going into the Ravage build with the quick rotations between the lanes, allowing her to get those stacks a little bit easier here. Power slide coming in. We got him knocked back into the silence. Kerrigan going to be the first blood of the game. Snowglare should be able to make it out. Still has 35 gems for the Devil Keggs here. Now this wave's coming in. Johanna's got to be careful. That okay. Oh nope, caught it anyway. ETC gets a power slide, but gonna pay for it. So close. That Iron Skin saving Johanna and forcing ETC back into the base. 1 kill to 1 kill so far in this game. 5 minutes in. We do have a pretty significant minion wave here pressuring in, and the wave coming out again. Johanna, once again, like right up in the face, doesn't have a lot of health, but ultimately, once again, it's going to be Kerrigan falling here. Snowglare having to fully disengage now, does not have that Iron Skin, so has to be a lot more careful. And it looks like top fort will go down with this initial web weaver push. All the while, Ragnaros clearing up the bot and mid, so a little bit of damage bot, not too much though. But most importantly, this healing well is down in the mid lane, so that's going to allow for a little bit more pressure just in general for Phoenix Rising. Harder for the defense over either of these turn-in points, right? You can't fight over these turn-in points. Not that this is like Volskaya or something, but if you're trying to stall things out, a little bit harder to stall that out when you can't just back away, grab some mana. Both teams going to start working on their bruiser camps here. About 6 minutes into the game for the first one, and shortly thereafter for the second one. Phoenix Rising has 30 gems left to turn in. So far, no gems turned in for Devil Keggs, although it looks like B-Train's going to go ahead and get that party started. Johanna's going to try, but Stukov should be able to stall that out pretty easily. Not only can he stall it out, he's going to add a stack onto his level 1 there. It's a lot harder to combo Lunara with Kerrigan because of the movement speed. I don't know. Raven, what do you think? I would assume that it's harder. I don't know that it's a lot harder, but I think that mostly depends on the Lunara's play, right? If they recognize that. But here's the jet propulsion coming in onto the Ragnaroses. We do have level 10s. They're going to pop with a mosh pit. The silence coming out as well. That is 42 gems on the ground. Going to be taken out of play here. Still enough for turn-in for Devil Keggs. But that was fully half of the gems that they had. Snowglare with the other half. That's a huge loss for Devil Keggs here. And we're going to see the rotation into turn in some more gems for Phoenix Rising. Yeah, I have to adjust. Exactly. I mean, it's a little bit more movement speed. So, of course, you have to make slight adjustments. But I think that if you have the good, you know, any kind of good timing on that combo, that the 20% or whatever it is for Lunar's movement speed. Let's actually look at that. What is it? Wow. You guys seeing this? Her hops. That is something else. I've never actually looked at her movement speed while she's moving. That is crazy. Wow. Okay. Feels like I'm on drugs or something watching that. All right, here comes the lava wave. We've got the molten core, the stun coming out onto ETC. He gets full time in that lava wave, so it's going to be a kill onto the ETC. Great timing and placement there from the Ragnaros. Kerrigan looking for Blaze, not quite able to get there, but that's going to be the Web Weavers out here, pushing on to mid. They're going to save it. Ragnaros now coming into bot. Doesn't have all of those same tools. He doesn't have the molten core to defend against this, just has the regular old basic abilities. Now Lunara trying to get in onto Sir Watson here, as he did use that tap, so he's gonna live for a little while, but not with a full 4-man rotation coming out. That's gonna give the second fort, probably soon here the third fort, going over for Phoenix Rising here. I expect that this is pretty well toast. And Gul'dan getting those stacks, just needs one more for the Echoed Corruption. Currently sitting at 30 here for Kerrigan's Ravage. Let's take a look at that. How many is that? 75? Okay. So a big burst of additional damage when she's able to get that. Also bouncing around the map. Of important to note there, we do have a couple of additional stuns and CCs coming out with these ultimates. We've got the Ultralisk, who, when you unleash it now, and I say now because, of course, how many Kerrigan games do we see, right? So even though this was changed a while ago, it's still not something that maybe everybody is aware of. But Ultralisk now, when you summon it, it charges forward and stuns a hero for a short period of time. So that's important. Also the Blessed Shield from Johanna and the Horrify there for Gul'dan. So a lot of potential CCs to interrupt the mosh pit. Now, Ultralisk's not going to interrupt a mosh pit. It'll get stuck. But they get start somewhere. 52 gems here for Johanna. She's going to get caught in that time trap, but she is able to make the Iron Skin use to get out. Go unstoppable. 9 gems so far. All that's been turned in here for Devil Keggs. We have a little bit of a standoff here. 13 to 13. Devil Keggs seems like they don't know quite how to deal with this setup here from Phoenix Rising. They're going to rotate all the way around, come into their bruiser camp, but with that lengthy amount of time Phoenix Rising is going to come in, but this is a 5-on... Well, now it's a 5-on-5. Johanna's going to get put to silence there and deleted. That's 50... 60? 50 gems. 50 gems sitting on the ground now. And the jet propulsion coming in, stopping the Ghoul Dam, but he's going to get the temporal loop. Pulled him back. ETC calling for the pings onto Kerrigan and just barely able to get Kerrigan before she's able to get to the other side of the wall. Meanwhile, the Bruiser Camp was picked up there behind them by Phoenix Rising. Is this Chrysalis? It is Chrysalis. So that'll help out a little bit with things like that temporal loop. Maybe even the Lunara leaping strike, the dot damage, so able to remove that. We also do have, by the way, the ultimates over here for Phoenix Rising. We've got that bunker, we got the Mosh and temporal loop, the massive shove, and the leaping strike. So again, a lot of utility tools there. And the temporal loop, you know, the original temporal loop was, hey, come back here, and that's that. But the new version turns Chromie into something of a machine gun. She just sits there, and the cooldown reduction from that allows her to just Q non-stop. And with that, also, gnome speed ahead. This is a big burst of movement speed and increased health regeneration every time she gets. Doesn't have to hit her hero. Doesn't have to hit anything. Just cast it, and she gets that. Successful boss play here. Not enough yet to turn in, although I think they only need one more, right? 34, 9, 11 more, sorry. Caster math. Rip. But they're working on it. They've got some people picking those up. Boss is going to take out the tower here. The Kerrigan combo going out onto ETC. Jet propulsion coming from Blaze. He's going to pop that unstoppable. Get that Pyromania going. 40 additional armor here. And Sailor Twift going to push back the Raven X there, and a big stun again. There's no lava wave yet, so not quite the same combo that we saw earlier as Bunker does go out. ETC's gonna hop in there as well, but they're gonna get the kill onto Ghoul Dan. I think I might have not had that on the screen, sorry guys. VZ taking a bunch of damage from Lunara, but with the Tranquility keeping alive. Chrysalis used for Kerrigan there, tried to stay away. The jet propulsion nearly getting her, but it didn't matter. Chromie finishing the job here, and with this boss and catapults coming in, this might very well be the end of the first game here. Ragnaros coming in with the lava wave, trying to finish off the boss. It does go down eventually here. Let's zoom out so we can see both sides of this. But right now, with just Ragnaros, Johanna, and Malfurion, this core going down quickly, and there's just not enough to stop it. So game number 1 going to go over to Phoenix Rising Onyx. Hey, Dax, thanks for the sub. Appreciate it. Guys are awesome today. Everybody missed their puppy emojis, I know it. So, okay, wait. Are they emojis or are they emotes? They're emojis, right? Because they're... Yeah, because an emote is text, right? And emojis are... Are they emotes? They are. They you pull it up, it says emotes. I feel like they should be different. I feel like an emote should be like text and emojis should be an image, but I don't know. I don't know why I feel like that. Probably because I'm old. All right, let's give them the point here and see where we're going for game number 2. Looks like game number 2 is going to take place on Volskaya Foundry. It was the map selection of Phoenix Rising. All right, we're going to try to swap this, see if it actually saves. Or if it just deletes it like it did before. Oh, it worked. Awesome. I don't know why. Before, when I tried it, it did not swap. Because I started off with everything on the other sides, and it was like, no. Alright, so game number 2 is going to be on Volskaya Foundry. We get our teams entered in here real quick. Make sure there weren't any changes in the... rosters as well. And I'm gonna take a look and see what the bans were as well, because I'm interested to see how the bans went after that game. Krino on Blaze again. I appreciate the consistency. Oops. Let's see, that was Sailor. Alright, there we go. Alright, the teams are entered in. So while this game loads, I want to take a look and see what our bans were here. Looks like Phoenix Rising banned out Rexar, Stitches, and Gul'dan. Deviled Keggs banned out the Stukov, which I think is high value there. Deathwing and the Chromie. So I'm okay with all those bans. Those are good bans here, I think. But we're all set up and ready to go. The game is launched. Game number 2 between Deviled Keggs and Phoenix Rising Onyx on the left. Currently up 1-0 in the series here so far. We've got now Phoenix Rising Onyx. It's going to be Goku playing the Maiev. Sailor Twift on the Lucio. We're going to have Krenavast playing Blaze. I know, you're surprised. I'm surprised. We're all surprised. Karama going to be playing the Sylvanist. And who did I miss? Karama? No, I just said that. Chernobyl playing the Johanna. Over here for Deviled Keggs, looking to even out the score. We got Ravenex playing the Kel'Thuzad, Snowglare on the Raynor, VZ on Oriel, B-Train on the Anubarak, and Sir Watson on Leoric. Alrighty then, let's take a look. What do we got? Sticking with that new habits. Also, we've got the Chalorando giving Lucio that faster potential rotation between the lanes here. Naisha's Memento, so getting that cleave out of the attacks there. Leoric starting off in the bot lane early here, as Blaze was there for the team for a little bit, but said, all right, we're not fighting, let's go. And that's, you know what, I mean, I'm a little surprised that that's how that went down, because just simply because of the fact that, you know, Kel'Thuzad wants to get as many stacks as early as possible, so taking a brawl in the mid lane, I think, favors Deviled Keggs a little bit more than it favors the Phoenix Rising Onyx, although they do have Unfurling Shadows, so they want to get those stacks as well. But let's take a look as the camps working on their fortification, or camps, the teams working on their fortification camps here. Is that Swift Sweep, I'm assuming? It is for the Oriel. We also have Anubarak going into the Regen Master. Ace in the hole there for the Raynor to go along with Kel'Thuzad's slow value here. And the Ocean Renewal? I don't know. I think I say that differently every time I say it. We're going to get a fight over the support camp, as Maev's going to be the first to fall there. Raynor taking her out. I think we saw a Detainment Strike. We're going to get one turret as well dropped here from the side of Phoenix Rising. The pushback, Chernobyl going to be the next to fall. Biotic Emitter picked up and used. So all of the items going to be used here in this fight, but ultimately that's going to go in favor of Deviled Keggs, getting not only the kills, but also the XP out of the camp. And no deaths. So looking strong to start. We got Kel'Thuzad sitting at 3 stacks here so far. 7 globes for Regen Master Anubarak. And 3 globes here. Oh, we get the strip. Somebody, what is this spray? I don't understand this spray. 0 to 3, Murky? That's all I get out of it. I don't understand it. Somebody help me to understand what that's supposed to be. Like, I'm over here being an old guy, not understanding the millennial references or something. I don't know. I don't get it. Sylvana's going to send that camp out here just as control point A is beginning to unlock. It's like an age restriction on a toy. Oh, that makes more sense. Thank you. That does make a lot of sense. That makes, yeah, okay, okay. All of a sudden, I like that emote so much more. That spray's awesome. Hey. Oh, no. All right, I'm going to mute for just a moment. We're just going to follow the teams. Sorry. right, hopefully she's done. She's not quite done, but she's quieter. Control point A starting a third of the way here for Phoenix Rising, getting things going. Yeah, there was some loud noise outside, somebody packing something in a truck or something like that, so she doesn't like loud noises. Thank you. All right, so 54% completed by Phoenix Rising Onyx, as both teams now working on picking up their fortification camps once again here. Now, it is important to note that we do have a Sylvanas Merc Queen, so that's going to give them the additional 60% damage from the turrets, 40%, I'm sorry, 40 seconds on the support camp yet. And just about to equalize the percent on the control point here. Anubrak going full into burrow charges here. Got the shield, got the extra range and damage. Also, heavy burden. A little bit of a different setup here. Not going into the repeated offense. Looking for the additional movement speed slows. So that's going to help Kel'Thuzad. That's going to help Raynor. But so far, Devil Keggs able to hold on to this point. We saw earlier the fight went very much in favor of them, but that was in a very confined area. So Blaze is going to jet propulsion in, doesn't get the stun. However, Johanna does get a condemn onto the Kel'Thuzad. Also the punish to slow him down, so he's got to be a little bit careful. And we're going to see, it looks like Devil Keggs going to go ahead and pull back, especially with this turret down here getting that empowerment from Sylvanas. And Sylvanas with that level 7, yeah, trying to get those unfurling shadow stacks, sitting at 12 currently. Alice, you're coming up in chat all over the place over here. Now, Nubrak, I'm not entirely sure the goal here. Okay, there you go. So does proc the overtime, sitting right on the border. However, B-Train falling very low, does get some healing out of the Oriole. Sir Watson trying to make his way back onto the point, but it's not looking like Leoric's gonna make it. Anubrak diving in for the kill onto Maiev, so they do secure that. Snowglare having to pull back, and Anubrak's gonna pay for that, so a 1-for-1 trade. But the Protector pickup, we're gonna see Sailor Twift driving the Protector, and Johanna hopping in as well. So these are two of their lesser siege heroes. Also leaves Sylvanas out, so she can provide additional push by shutting down these towers in the mid lane here. They've got a minion wave that'll get some damage as well, because keep in mind, minions do additional damage to structures. I don't remember how much it is. Double damage? Can't remember if they actually increased that. So Kel'Thuzad in that fight does get all the way up to 15 stacks, so now has that glacial spike. Makes it a little bit easier to chain when you can... Sorry, that wasn't supposed to make a lot of noise. Anyways, opening a Coke. Makes it easier to chain when you've got a spike, a static point to pull people onto. But also on top of that, Protectors are really good for that too. They become essentially a glacial spike, just like Deathwing. So no forts down, but we do have 2 walls down, and most importantly, we've got the healing well down in the top lane, so that's going to make it a little bit easier for Phoenix Rising. Now, we got a little bit of a variation here in our Phoenix Rising heroics. So not going into the bunker this time, we're going to see the combustion. However, the Glacial Spike pulling Maiev in, did use that Vault of the Wardens here. Silence going out. Oriole's pulling back, has a full hope bar. Finally, he's able to use it there, keeping Snowglare alive. Watson onto the point along with a Nubrak, but a big combustion's going to come out. I think Leoric goes down, and we're just going to see a disengage at this. Maybe we're going to see a disengage at this point from Devil Keggs. All right. So what I was getting at was containment disc coming out from the Maya. We also have that combustion I mentioned. We got the sound barrier used to great effect here, and the wailing arrow, which nearly secured the kill out onto Raynor there, because Oriole was not able to use that hope to heal Snowglare for quite some time, and then the Blessed Shield. But over on the other side here, we've got the Shadow Fisher, we've got Raynor's Raider, the Cocoon, the Resurrect. Is it Resurrection? Resurrect, yeah. And the Entomb. So if we can get to level 20, these heroics become pretty disgusting, right? The Silence Entomb, the Shadow Fisher potentially upgrade. But this is going to be a bit of a camp invade, looking for it. Kurama pulling back, already at half health here. Everybody's still healthy on Deviled Keggs for the moment. B-Train, never mind, is going to go into the isolation booth here, and that's going to be a kill onto both Leoric, Anubrak, and Oriole, making the triple kill here for Phoenix Rising Onyx. Now, Kel'Thuzad sitting at 26 stacks. Just 4 more, and Kel'Thuzad's damage goes up by 75% for all of those. Yeah, the subdue completion is awesome. That feels great. As a Johanna player, every time I get that completed, it feels so good. And you're telling your team every time I hit them, they're slowed 80%. Lucio diving in hard, going after that Leoric there. And is that stuns? I think it is. Yeah, Heavy Coaster's getting the half a second stun. Wall down now in all 3 lanes. There's the Entomb. It's only going to hit Johanna here. So she's going to take a bunch of damage. Does she die? Does she make it out? She does make it out with that sound barrier, it looks like. And the containment disc is going to go out onto Leoric this time. Combustion slowing down the rest of the team here. No Entomb available as it was used just recently. So good disengage here from Phoenix Rising. Now, the other thing to keep in mind too is that the cooldown on containment disc is 50 seconds. I mean, all things considered, that is, it's easier or it's harder to hit than Cocoon, right? Cocoon is a 70-second. It has ultimately, you know, you can reduce the timer, the duration on it. But containment disc is a shorter cooldown. As long as you can hit a skill shot, it's great. Big silence coming after that jet propulsion. We're going to see the Blessed Shield as well. Anubrak going to get taken out there by the Sylvanas. Kel'Thuzad also going to fall now. Here comes the Resurrect onto Anubrak, puts Blaze into the Cocoon, and here comes the Leoric Entomb as well. And the health bars are falling very low on the side of Phoenix Rising, but can they get the kills? They're not quite able to finish the job. They didn't have Kel'Thuzad there to apply additional lockdown onto the team. Kel'Thuzad did come back with the Phylactery. Goku may get stunned and taken out there, and stalling out the back there for Sir Noble. So Deviled Keggs coming back in, getting some percentage onto the point, gonna make their way onto the support camp now. With that death onto the Maiev, we're gonna see here Phoenix Rising picking up both of the turret camps, it looks like. And why not? Why wouldn't you? Just checking to see. I don't think anybody else has turrets. They don't. So just the one for Kurama. Blaze gonna get the jet propulsion in onto Leoric. Leoric's gonna use that Wraithwalk. Should be able to get out. And here comes Kel'Thuzad. Just needs 2 more stacks. Looking for those stacks. And they're gonna get the siege camp here. Anubrak's gonna have to be safe. Is going to hang out on that corner, should be able to burrow away as soon as... Exactly. As soon as Blaze comes in. Double Resurrect between the Oriole and Leoric, yeah? I assume that's what you're talking about, Rodney. Unless I'm missing something else? Oh, yeah, NKTZ. Yeah, true. Yeah, where's the Malthael, right? I should have brought in Malthael. Make it a party. Control point at 80% here for Phoenix Rising. 93 for Deviled Keggs. Here's the Entomb onto the Maiev. She's going to get out. Blaze going to hit the Combustion. He's going to go into the Cocoon, but it's going to finish out pretty quickly here. VZ has a full Hope Bar, just looking for targets to heal. And ultimately, it was looking for Leoric, but goes down here. The Kel'Thuzad finishing the quest, but it's Oriole and Anubrak falling next. So now, with Kel'Thuzad finishing that quest here, I don't even know what this is. What is this? Power of Ice Crown? Stunning, rooting, or slowing grants additional spell power. Okay, fair enough. Snowglare, however, getting caught as the team able to charge in. Lucio making use of those that push off to get that short stun. And it's just Kel'Thuzad against the world here. The wall is still up, the side wall down. Leoric here to help. And Kel'Thuzad looking for somebody to spike is only going to hit the Protector, though. And Anub'arak will be up here soon. Raynor still has 10 seconds. This Protector's sitting at 55% health. And they're going to keep pushing. Alright, Blaze going to get the jet propulsion onto B-Train. B-Train, however, just getting deleted. So much damage coming out from that Sylvanas. Ravenex going to fall to the Protector as well. The Resurrect coming out onto Anub'arak, but that put Oriole a little bit far forward here. Anub'arak trying to get onto the Lucio. But so much damage coming onto this team. It's absolutely insane. Krino just barely missing the stun onto Snowglare, but it's not going to matter. I think that was a boop away, actually, that caused that to miss. And they're on the core. It's 5 versus 2 at this point, and it's Leo and Anub'arak. I don't know there's much that they can do. Blaze is going to get that combustion. Sound barrier coming out, keeping Sailor Twift just fine and healthy. The core sitting at 20%. Sir Watson doing everything that he can with that big mace. But it's not enough. Going to be game number 2 going over to Phoenix Rising Onyx. $15 kills to 4. So very strong showing here from Phoenix Rising Onyx. Showcasing really why they're one of the better teams in Division B West. I believe, we'll check the standings here in a second, but I believe that they are second behind You Are Not Alone. And Devil Keggs is no slouch either. Currently, I believe, at number 3. So this is a top tier match between these two teams here. And that is correct on the standings. We'll go ahead and show those standings now. So after this match, we see You Are Not Alone just so far ahead there. They are undefeated entirely. But Phoenix Rising Onyx right behind them with 18 points. Deviled Keggs with 14 points. So right before this, it was 15 and 14. So very close. And then obviously we can see here 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Division B West is a very tight match between these teams. Everybody between 2nd and 7th, and even number 8 there, between Roll 1 Esports and Necrofin Murgles, still very close in. So this is a tight division. A lot going on there. All right, so that is going to conclude our matchup between Phoenix Rising Onyx and Deviled Keggs. This was the request of Sailor Twift from Phoenix Rising Onyx, the only black cat in chat there. And we've got another game coming up here shortly. Which one is it? I want to say it's I Must Feed versus Team Elite. Pull that up here. All right, let's see. So I Must Feed versus Team Elite. That is correct. This is going to be a Division D East matchup, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a few minutes as I get everything set up for round number 2. You're welcome, Sailor Twift. Glad that we could get that completed for you, and good luck in the rest of your season to both teams here, Phoenix Rising Onyx and Devil Keggs. And I know we've got some from each team here in the house tonight. But we'll be back in just a few minutes.